We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in.
I don't feel importance, killing women that I've had intercourse with. The little forces needed to turn their kids to orphans. Witness the corpses begin to stiffen with rigor mortis, hidden ditches, forests and rivers. I'll never give the coordinates before the chorus is written. This is more than just bliss, torture when my victims through reports at their orifices. Morbid and twisted, more than a minute. I'm psychotic, define logic, stab a blind guy in the eye socket. Tie 9 hostages onto a live rocket and watch from a high object. I grind and then dive off it. I'm a byproduct of Dobermans and Satan, and every insane patient waiting for their emancipation, escaping a straight jacket with 8 latches and straps fastened with plate brackets to an exact place on my back. Know that it takes practice, sustained blast from a cat and remain unscathed and impact with my brain fragments intact. When will this end, and where did it start? Why does the light fade into the dark? How do we die? What sets us apart? What's the meaning of life before death? Us part now. For this earthly glory, I once heard a story down in purgatory when death gave me cursed verses for my first recording. I started writing every night into the early morning till my girl be yawning, waking up to hear the birdies calling. The earth's revolving backwards like it's gone off axis. It's time to slaughter masses and you're all target practice. Your arms and legs with shards and fragments, one short is taking doctors waiting as they're losing patience for your operation on a daily basis. Wander aimless as I talk to strangers, though I'm often angry, harm and danger, killing doppelgangers. Almost famous, make these statements based off of my observations, ponder days of contemplations made inside my father's basement. Long awaited praise that never came became the blatant answer for a man that made it out of his grave. The land was plagued with cancer. The world decayed his ass, God to have a conversation. He said, you don't want to hear Degrade, why don't you talk to Satan? I accept that I will never know that question, cause it's one exception though. How can I be alive if all I ever think about is death? I sense something's wrong with my head, second guessing my reality until it drives me to insanity. But yet, I'll never know. I'll never know, never know, never know until I'm dead. As I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I have no regret. I'm known to shake the ground when I step. I'm proud to be dead, but if my death had ever occurred, I bet it gets worse when sent into the nether to burn. And then when I'm pure, resurface from the center of earth. Ahead of my time, I thought that I'd remember the first. Suspected it works, that in the next I'm better with words. Except I forget what I've learned within the second of birth. These situations will play out like they did in my past, but a little different, finishing with similar acts. My will is unlimited, but it's still diminishing fast. I'm infinite, but I'm wishing that I'd slip through the cracks. I'm sick of this crap so much that I'm a bit of a psycho, but drinking is vital and driving. If you're hitting a light ball, live homicidal when that being the clip of a rifle, then taking a pistol and ending this continuous cycle. Tell me, when will this end, and where did it start? Why does the light fade into the dark? How do we die? What sets us apart? What's the meaning of life before death do us part? Now I accept that I will never know that question, cause there's one exception though. How can I be alive if all I ever think about is death? I sense something's wrong with my head, second guessing my reality until it drives me to insanity. But yet, I'll never know. I'll never know, never know, never know until I'm dead.
They are all around us, invisible and unsuspected.
Possesses a system as debating in the monastery. She used the crucifix to club a cherry. I feel no guilt for the blood that got spilled. Fuck, thou shalt not kill. Do what thou wilt. I split the blood in the name of Satan and capture his soul. Alter a sacrifice, use the Bible to bash his skull. I see what the owl saying, curse you into paralysis, drinking blood from the chalice without less to cry.
Straight up the coat, in the manger with the dagger and cloak, taking your soul, watch you strangle as you hang from a rope, making you choke. You're an angel with a blade in your throat. Without a hold, it's the weight of this change sustained, it was broke. Satan is spoke of a demon more evil than him, bearing a devious grain, leading people to sin. When do I even begin? Niggas leaving this pen, but you'll feel equal within when it seeps in your skin. Reaper the grim. Well, I never was a pleasant man, but I'm Nephilim. I'm forever giving reprimand with a hellish plan, claim intention, shake the devil's hand and behead a lamb in the the center of a pentagram. Then I can't handle certain matters when I murder masses. Surface fractions of the bodies and vats of sulfuric acids. Purchase gases in masses so I can burn the fragments as they turn to ashes. I'm laughing, I'm a determined bastard. I live in a cult. If you think it's fiction, then I suggest you listen. It's what I control, what I control, what I control. I live in a cult. If you think it's fiction, then I suggest you listen. And sell me your soul, sell me your soul, sell me your
Drinking
soul.
blood from the chalice, I'm about ballads. Creeping owls and dark silence at all hours. Lost balance, dead core kingdom is all ours. God's powers flawed and gone and beyond malice. I'm raw savage with sauce platters above average. When it comes to death, you're all cowards. Your heart shatters. It's dull pattern, it's dull passion, it's skull faster. Small fragments when it's all scattered, we'll call masters. Attack factions that bow down to the dark cracking. When jaw snapping, begin fracturing, raw rapping. Demons wrapped in cloak fabric and black satin. Evil bastards begin dashing and backstabbing. Palm mattress and start slashing like Charles Manson. I'm taking a chance to step in the deep fathom. Used to be handsome, I'm holding my soul up for ransom and paying the toll to advance into
I live in a cult. If you think it's fiction, then I suggest you listen. It's what I control, what I control, what I control. I live in a cult. If you think it's fiction, then I suggest you listen. And sell me your soul, sell me your soul, sell me your soul. Would it be somebody that you view as a friend when I slip loose in the gins and the juice of the gin? Used to pretend there's exception in this violent cause with righteous applause. We're watching as you die on the cross. Your life has been lost, accepted by the highest of gods. It's nights against pawns, we're striking them with lightning rods. Cause I am beyond the darkest parts of hell of return. So we'll let the skeletons burn until they've ended inert. Resting assured that they'll never see their soul again. Is the holding in all the evil but bestow a grin? Now they're broken in. I repeat the process all again in this cult of sin. When I pass it on to all my kin, you can call it grim. Only when you've been subjected to a cruel religion. Let them choose a victim to seduce into a crucifixion. As a new addition of the group that's surely proud to die. And now that I've shown them, they can see it through the owl's eye. I live in a cult. If you think it's fiction, then I suggest you listen. It's what I control, what I control, what I control. I live in a cult. If you think it's fiction, then I suggest you listen. And sell me your soul, sell me your soul, sell me your soul.
Jesus coming back everywhere, and nothing can stop it. It's a consciousness that lives in your mind. They are all around us, invisible and unsuspected.
Planet Earth. Welcome to the end. It's just a day now. Everything on planet Earth, the sun will take out. I said, welcome to the end. In just an hour, blood will shower from the sky and will lose power. I said, welcome to the end. In just a minute, everything in existence will become different. I said, welcome to the end. In just a second, everything we've ever known will be affected by the rapture. In the midst of all this comes a hopeless approach with continents that fire missiles all over the globe. Chernobyl explodes and blows a hole close to the Earth's core. The souls of the firstborns are sold to the third war. The residents make plans as presidents shake hands. It's then that they take stands in chemical waste. wasteland. Soldiers fighting in them for extended durations. Start developing several traits of the genetic mutations. For death is awakened, forsaking us and taking its course. There's no way to end this plague, not even straight from the source. With daily reports of more being changed into creatures with mangling features. Every nation is speechless, Degrade is facetious and deceitful it seems. What he speaks for the people, what he sees in his dreams. It's then the sun erupts, it's like living in the microwave. And if you thought that wasn't enough, here comes a tidal wave. Welcome to the end, in just a day now. Everything on planet Earth the sun will take out. I said welcome to the end, in just an hour. Blood will shower from the sky, you will lose power. I said welcome to the end, in just a minute. Everything in existence will become different. I said welcome to the end, in just a second. Everything we've ever known will be affected by the rapture. Some might call me the Antichrist. I plan for the night in the candlelight, cause the planet is right and the vertical glass is no turning it back. I am certain of that it is perfect, exact and precise. It would seem that our death is what's real and this life is a dream. Scientific seed and predicted in time, and the mind's eye not so different from mine. It's a subliminal sign of the rapture's approaches and acts like a ghost is attached to the host as it rapidly grows to the town to controlling the demons allowed to devour your soul. So it's full, I can see that the clouds are forming. The end is nigh because now the pouring is close. I'm warning of genocide. When there is no warning, the dead will rise.
Death, disease, and war. For all that's left, I know why I'll never die. Blood rains from the sky because the end is
Something had happened right after my birth. I was born with a gift. What I have is a curse. What I saw was a world that got rapidly worse. So the ozone broke it and shattered the earth. That was my first breath taken. Now I've turned into purebred Satan. The worst left waiting to happen ahead as I push those thoughts to the back of my head. I have to forget it will always remain like a hole in my brain, but I'm going insane. I have noticed the change of the atmosphere with this golden name and this lack of fear. It's been half a year. I don't cherish what's left, no despair or regret as I stare in the depth. Nightmare in the flesh is the rarest event. If you're scared to repent and prepare for your death, cause
death, disease, and war. For all that's left, I know why I'll never die. Blood rains from the sky because the end is
sometimes I visit my mind for an instant, but find no religion cause I'm nihilistic. A tyrant and mystery, the poltergeist that holds a knife. The soul is as cold as ice, the frozen type of heart. See your life apart cause I can start a war between light and dark. The sky will spark with fire and lightning bolts, and I'm the most demonic inside the cold. Your eyes are closed, I'll open your consciousness. It's obvious we want the apocalypse with promises of earthquakes shaking the planet, tsunamis, diseases, tornadoes, and famine. Take it for granted, the basic intention, replacing it all with a rage and aggression. I'm guessing your questions are when and how. You're about to find out cause the end is now. When
death, disease, and war. For all that's left, I know why I'll never die. Blood rains from the sky because the end is nigh.
I'm crazy, don't underestimate me. The day you do degrade will make you hate me. Better pray on my way, more importantly I met a whore and she's just a metaphor to me. Because I'm sick, I'm modern day Jack the Ripper. Rise from the past cause I'm coming back to get you. Had enough, I'm mad, and more importantly I met a whore and she's just a metaphor to me. Come on. My first victim couldn't see, she suffered from blindness. Thought I was a nice guy, so I killed her with kindness. The second one talked about things that she'd never done. She didn't know I was the cat about to catch a tongue. The third was a bird that I just loved to chirp. I said they call me death, so would you like to flirt? I picked up another chick before heading home, and I made it quick as I hit them both with a stone. The fifth was a bitch who always wanted alone, so I told her to dig a hole and she wanted a bone. The sixth was religious, a Christian suspicious. Her misery ended with God as my witness. And number 7 was from heaven, I remember that. She was an angel with a halo, so I sent her back. As for my 8th, you impatient, could never wait. She just needed to be degraded with a test of fate. I'm crazy. Don't underestimate me. The day you do degrade will make you hate me. Better pray on my way. More importantly, I met a whore and she's just a metaphor to me. Because I'm sick, I'm modern day Jack the Ripper. Rise from the past, cause I'm coming back to get you. Had enough, I'm mad, and more importantly, I met a whore and she's just a metaphor to me. Come on. Now it's a surprise in my suicide girl. She saw life through my eyes and thought I'm doomed in my world. I tried to give it up and quit and felt regret when I tried to pretend that that was it, but then I met 10. And here I go again. Well, isn't this delightful? No forgiveness and I'll never finish this vicious cycle. I'm just a twisted psycho. Wish I could lessen aggression. I walked up God's steps just to catch the scent of 11. And now I step in her direction, barely catching my breath. There's no type of right affection when my weapon is left. But for tonight I'll be a gentleman and present an impression. She doesn't know it, but she's dancing with the devil's discretion. So as we hold our breath, there's no regrets. Just open ends to close on both the necks to choke until we're close to death. And as we strangle, I can see your mind elevate, so fly away, my angel, just levitate up to heaven's gate. I'm crazy, don't underestimate me. The day you do degrade will make you hate me. Better pray on my way. More importantly, I met a whore and she's just a metaphor to me. Because I'm sick, I'm modern day Jack the Ripper. Rise from the past, cause I'm coming back to get you. Had enough, I'm mad, and more importantly, I met a whore and she's just a metaphor to me. Come on. They say I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. You with eyes a stranger. If you look into my eyes, you can tell that your lies are in danger. I am a hater. This kind of behavior's defined as a violent anger. It's time for a wager. Suicide in my mind with a 9 that is 5 in the chamber. I grind for the paper. To my sides are a braider, corrosive, and I'm the creator. No, I'm the degrader. Does anyone wanna die in my favor? Do I even take her? I said the wrangler. The pride of a savior who later would hide in a manger. Fire would rain from the sky and divide the equator. The size of a crater, been rhyming since day one. With my blood on the end of the pen when I'm signing the paper. I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. As I'm hacking your face, blood sprays on the pavement, cutting to your brain. People crave entertainment, sick and insane, unstable. Deranged kid, these are the names that you label. Degrade with days of the saints, someone's grave as I make it without a mistake of invasion, degradement. Without a trace or a sign, it was blatant. I'm taking my time to devise this invasion. Creeping inside of your house when you're sleeping and leaving you dead from repeatedly beating you over the head with a lead pipe and upset. I'll murder you in your next life. Look, can I smoke a split so I can go a bit? Well, the reason is death course to dispose of it. It's over with, no one is gonna find you, cause they don't know where your grave is hidden. But I do, call me on my side. Monster burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. I sleepwalk the streets in a killer's dream. I see your red as you get a guillotine. Your head falls on the floor like you see in a movie, screaming until you're dead, neck bleeding profusely. I came from the depths, I'm not heaven sent. It's evident that next is here to dismemberment, because I represent the end of a preacher's life as I slice through the cold steel of the breacher's sight. If you believe in rights, you'll be on my last note. I'm a black cloak death. I kill those that have hope. Most notorious ghost coasting, taking souls from hosts who don't smoke dope but go token. Not for individuals who live it so impotent and say church or the graves who embrace me innocent. No forgiveness for my sins because hell has been bent. But I'm here to set it straight so we'll never repent. Cause I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. I'm a molten monster, burning like coal. Evil demons seeking control. Devils wish they were me, but they know that the lava burns so deep in my soul. Say, To a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? Say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? I like the feel of rusted steel against my fingertips. It helps distinguish difference between my bliss and ignorance. A simple list, but in the midst I see the shrouded figures. The sound that lingers in the distance, it's in salad fingers. Now disfigured from mutations of the Great War. With the radiation in my veins, I became more. Face more, skin changed, especially my hands. Now I regularly check the floor, sugar eat the sand. See the span from my house to the tree outside. Keep in mind that my reality was redefined. Sometimes I like to listen to the phone or radio. The static makes it so insane's the only way to go. I try to take it slow cause faces is more of my nature, but my memories are torture, formative normal behavior. The tormented stranger longing for the things he had, just as friends and family, but nothing's gonna bring them back. Say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? Say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? For every person that I knew, I have a strand of hair taped to the wall, I often stare at them while standing there. But now the planet's bare, there's just a few of us mutants. I'm reclusive cause I truly don't know who to trust. I haven't heard another speak in what would seem forever, so I create the sound myself, it helps release the pressure. I'm feeling better from inadequate nonsense as I plan the responses of inanimate objects. I have to be cautious every time I find a human with the slightest movement of the lips. I'd slip and finally lose it. Right to the present tense, quite a nuisance. The presence is praying about fluent sentences, hiding my putrid residence. Look at the essence that my friends have all become now. This is an obsession as the red water comes out. I'm undoubtedly a sadist, I don't try to be, but death is just a lie. You see, the dead is still alive to me. Say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? Say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? I'll say my family and friends and names a bit unusual. Heward, Cumberdale, Jeremy Fish and Milford Cubicle. Bourdois and Kenneth, my little sister, insanely brother Roger Radio that has made me go to the safety cupboard. But there's always the tree, I greet him as Mr. Branches. He seems disadvantaged just like me, sickly famished. A kid was granted, called Yvonne, it was my stomach tumor. I wasn't soother, but insanity was coming sooner. But none as cruel as Papanak, a horrid corpse stalker, watching as he tore a hole into Horace horse collar. A forced slaughter as his pigments become laceration. Is this my reality or figments of imagination? Exaggeration of possible worse mentalities, lost in a world of fallacies, multiple personalities. What happens when the insane becomes the majority? It's a different story, everyone will act accordingly. So say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? Say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? Say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? Say, to a world that's imaginary in this wasteland, all alone as an adversary. Maybe I create the people that I'm talking to, but is it really me who's crazy, or are all of you? Say,
hello. Oh, what a hideous sound. Have I happened upon an unpleasant broadcast? I shan't have you bellowing such frequencies at this hour, upsetting my insides and worrying my mind. I've a good mind to show you the door.
Well, there was a place in hell where we went, and all other kind of activities going on. There was other demons digging holes to bring more souls. There was fires, great fires, all through this and the streets of the
You will be witness to what I have discovered. May you be the jury, but your verdict will be one of self-conviction. I know what I have witnessed. Now it is your turn. Prepare yourself for a journey into a world where each new step may give you a better understanding of your own reality. For I am sure you will gain a new perspective from the many faces.
If you wanna see a man slaughtered on a camcorder for a grand hauler, give me your offer and a hammer, I'm a damn monster. Can't stop if I wanted to, it's awfully tough. Got the raunchier sluts doing something involving a cup. I'll probably stuff them too, because that's what I've come to do. Chunk up the deuce, still get cut in twos for 100 views. What are we coming to? The web is just a hang doctrine. Rape bras get tossed in a cage and bought from a slave auction. My brain's toxic anyways, that's what I'd like to think. But it's frightening on the other side of the hyperlink. I'm in cyberspace where they hide remains, you won't find a trace. Homicidal rages, you die in faith with your mind erased. Evil lies and waiters that hibernates in the silent place. There's no way to describe the kind of violence that I've embraced. What it takes is time and patience, waiting to decide your fate until the day your lives are taken wasted. It was my mistake. The internet is satanistic. It may be hidden on the underlayer, but remains existent. Well, it claims its victims. If you wonder what's gone wrong and you got fucked up thoughts, then just log on to snuff.com and watch. The internet is satanistic, a place to visit. All the tainted visions, twisted information in the pain Olympics. If you wonder what's gone wrong and you got fucked up thoughts, then just log on to snuff.com and watch. The internet is satanistic. It may be hidden on the underlayer, but remains existent. Well, it claims its victims. If you wonder what's gone wrong and you got fucked up thoughts, then just log on to snuff.com and watch. The internet is satanistic, a place to visit. All the tainted visions, twisted information in the pain Olympics. If you wonder what's gone wrong and you got fucked up thoughts, then just log on to snuff.com and watch.
Degrade, I'm coming. Fuck my life, this is way too long. I hate you all, that's why I made this song. I'm just waiting for the day I can make that call and say Satan, I'm coming through the basement wall. It's Degrade, fuck my life, this is way too long. I hate you all, that's why I made this song. I'm just waiting for the day I can make that call and say Satan, I'm coming through the basement wall. It's Degrade. I'm waking up at 3 a.m. I'm hearing whispering, I quiver shivering from the pain of blistering skin. My head begins to spin as I fall on the floor. The ground begins to shake as I make a crawl for the door. My mind's slowing down, I can't pronounce my sentences. And as I twist my head, my neck begins to bend like I'm the exorcist. Temperature dropping, my lungs excreting all vapor as blood drips from the ceiling down the wallpaper. I call Satan and tell him to make room and to open up the gates, cause I'm heading his way soon. His voice in my head tells me I won't see this day through, and I say I agree with you, so I guess that makes two. Although it's not that hard to be, I'm partially a Gemini. I better try, start to see a part of me will never die. So when it's time, why would I pray to God instead of Satan? If I define what's wrong with the mind of my generation, Degrade. Fuck my life, this is way too long. I hate you all, that's why I made this song. I'm just waiting for the day I can make that call and say Satan, I'm coming through the basement wall. It's Degrade. Fuck my life, this is way too long. I hate you all, that's why I made this song. I'm just waiting for the day I can make that call and say Satan, I'm coming through the basement wall. It's Degrade. I'll turn your war cries into battle groans. I have a home, but I'm known to rattle bones in these catacombs. I go to hold the mic, but my left hand's rotten. I can't talk, I'm a dead man walking. I live sin to the skin, but will not confess. The day I repent is when I'll shed this rotten flesh. I dwell in the depth, but what's better than death except for people feeding off me till my skeleton's left? People turn demons from polite and folks hacking and slicing throats at midnight after sacrificing goats, lighting smokes in the flames of hell for the proposition for the devil, cause my soul is what I came to sell. A thorn-horned minotaur who knew I turned to this, burning infernal pain for a life of eternal bliss. There's no alternatives, I'm determined to rise, spinning in a vicious circle, vultures turning the skies. fuck my life, this is way too long. I hate you all, that's why I made this song. I'm just waiting for the day I can make that call and say, Satan, I'm coming through the basement wall. It's Degrade, fuck my life, this is way too long. I hate you all, that's why I made this song. I'm just waiting for the day I can make that call and say, Satan, I'm coming through the basement wall. It's Degrade, fuck my life, this is way too long. I hate you all, that's why I made this song. I'm just waiting for the day I can make that call and say, Satan, I'm coming through the basement wall. It's Degrade, fuck my life, this is way too long. I hate you all, that's why I made this song. I'm just waiting for the day I can make that call and say, Satan, I'm coming through the basement wall. It's Degrade.
Say heavy being great, never better. I feel great with every day, less stress and pressure. I'm practically happy, but I know it won't last forever. I'm just glad that when I break away, I pull it back together. I have to sever ties to make these people recognize depression is what never dies, except when it's been jeopardized. But I want in the heaven skies, all head to the depths below until I'm burned alive from head to toe and bonds of self-control. I'll never know, I guess, full of loathing and loneliness. I noticed that my chest is bloating from holding my only breath. I'm letting go as my mind is floating with no regret. The open ends of the smoke are closing, but I ain't joking yet. I just wanna leave my problems in the past, but I keep pondering on thoughts of me solving them at last. And I know I'm pathetic, but I don't expect your sympathy, so don't be sympathetic when we're both dependent differently. Please forgive me for the life I lead, cause if I try suicide, then I might succeed. And if it's do or die, then it's you or me. And truthfully, this is what I choose to be, the demon. Please forgive me for the life I lead, cause if I try suicide, then I might succeed. And if it's do or die, then it's you or me. And truthfully, this is what I choose to be, the demon. I feel the demon rising, but I'm tired of the name. In my environment again is through the fire and the flame. The problem inside I'm dying, and I'm trying to explain that the pain I feel nobody sees, like crying in the rain. But tears are for the weak-minded, I won't be blinded or retreat. Won't admit defeat until I sleep silent. I'm always stressed and tense, I tend to be a reckless tyrant. So I apologize to all of those affected by it, and those who see the best of great to say that I need medication. I'm self-medicated in a state of sleep deprivation. Got a therapist to speak about myself and nothing else. But 3 weeks into treatment, he just took a belt and hung himself. So now I'm done with help, my own demented enemy. Pretend to be mentally stable, able independently to rid myself of this conviction that is in my memory. Cause if I don't, I know it will imprison me eventually. So please forgive me for the life I lead, cause if I try suicide, then I might succeed. And if it's do or die, then it's you or me. And truthfully, this is what I choose to be, the demon. Please forgive me for the life I lead, cause if I try suicide, then I might succeed. And if it's do or die, then it's you or me. And truthfully, this is what I choose to be, the demon. This is what I choose to be, the demon. What I choose to be, the demon. Choose to be the demon. Bulldog revolver, I talk to a long full of blood on his collar. Who'll let the dog out? He's at the wrong house, and he can talk now. Where's my mind going south? It seems that someone heard the screams and they call police, but the cops do not suspect it's me, so I'm off the leash. If I'm ever caught and put under arrest, he says that I can get out of the yard but jump in the beds. He's a man's best friend, though I always end up hurting most. But while I'm killing furries folks, he's digging holes to bury bones. Now I'm up to victim 7, so there's no repenting. Instead he messes on my sleeping, but don't go to heaven. They tried to play dead, my hands are stained red. The brain spread, face bled as the aid led. It's like I'm spellbound, I'll kill until I pass away, cause I'm a hellhound and every underdog has its day. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit. Welcome to the gutters with this one sick puppy, cause the gun gets bloody when this mud gets hungry. He says I'm just the beginner, but I'm quick with the trigger. The bigger the litter, he can tell by the twitch of my finger. I'm feeling his finger. The city is my backyard, I'm killing cause I lack hard. It really isn't that hard when I'm placed in charge, because I raise alarms, leaving faces short, chasing cars till I'm caged in bars. Although my brains was all extended, I'm pleased to say that this won't end the easy way. I'll fight the hand that feeds me prey. I am a DCK, call leader, call Peter, cause an evil crossbreed is spawned a demon dog eater. A dog creature watch me wander through the night, cause if I've got you in my sight, I'm gonna rob you in your life. I'm a monster with a bite, how distorted is beyond me. But if he wants a dog treat, he's barking up the wrong tree. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz. He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz.
Kill.
He ain't my perfect wit, I'm David Berkowittz, talking to my neighbor's dog with some murder shit.